From early on, Hemingway embraced an extreme vision of masculinity: toughness, stoicism, physical courage, competence under pressure. This wasn't accidental. It was forged in response to chaos and injury. World War I, repeated concussions, betrayals, a difficult mother, and a lifelong sense of emotional exposure that terrified him. His answer was not introspection, but motion. If you keep moving, bullfights, wars, safaris, fishing, drinking, women, there's no time to sit with the inner wound. Adventure became not just a lifestyle, but a moral philosophy. To act bravely under fire, to face death cleanly, to drink hard and laugh louder than the pain. This was his idea of being real. Alcohol especially became ritualized masculinity, proof you could endure, that you were one of the men, that nothing inside you needed tending. In that sense, drinking was not indulgence, it was armor. But the tragedy of Hemingway is that this code only works while the body and mind can sustain constant forward momentum. Youth allows escape through motion. Age removes that option. As he grew older, the adventures slowed, the injuries accumulated, the mind betrayed him. Depression, paranoia, and cognitive decline forced him inward, precisely where he had spent a lifetime refusing to go. The masculine ideal he believed in left no room for vulnerability, softness, or what might be called a feminine mode of being, reflection, emotional surrender, asking for help, admitting fear without transmuting it into bravado. Hemingway wrote beautifully about restraint, but he lived by repression. His characters often feel deeply but act simply. Hemingway himself acted intensely to avoid feeling. When age stripped away movement, alcohol no longer anesthetized but worsened the descent. The very behaviors that once proved his manhood became evidence of his imprisonment. What emerges is a man who feared stillness more than death. Stillness meant confronting grief, dependency, weakness, and the unresolved trauma of war and family. His version of masculinity had no language for that confrontation. To turn inward would have felt like failure. Not just personal failure, but metaphysical betrayal of the man he believed one must be. In the end, Hemingway's suicide can be read not as cowardice, but as a final act of a man whose code gave him no other exit. When movement ended and introspection became unavoidable, the system collapsed. He could face lions, bullets, and oceans, but not the quiet room where the self waits. His legacy, then, is double-edged. He showed how strength, discipline, and courage can give life meaning, but he also stands as a warning. Masculinity that excludes tenderness, rest, and inner reckoning eventually devours the man who lives by it. True endurance, Hemingway never quite allowed himself to learn, is not endless motion, but the courage to remain still and face what lives inside.